That's why that Sunday before your test, you're going to be my last guy. The windows had to come down.
Okay.
Because the first part of the brake test, engine's off.
Okay.
All right. Tell me when it's on. Tell me
It's running.
All right. So you give the inspector your insurance, your license, your permit. Boom. All right. The in-cab inspection also includes the air brake inspection. Air brake inspection includes the in-cab. So you cannot do one without the other. In-cab includes brake tests include in-cab. Boom. All right. First thing you do, of course, get in. All right. The next thing you want to do is do what they call a safe start. You check. Parking brake is on. Truck is in neutral. Clutch is pressed. And your foot is covering the brake. Okay. Not pressing it, just covering. Then you're going to turn to keep one click to the right. You're checking for any ABS lights, any check engine lights, any type of warning lights. If they're on, they should shut off momentarily.
Okay.
All right? Inspector, at the moment, I've got no warning lights, no ABS light, and my check engine light has gone off. So I've got no warning lights. We appear to be in good condition. Then I started the engine. All right, before you start the brake test, you want to make sure you build up the air pressure to about 120. Primary and secondary. All right? And it's hot today, bro.
Yeah, it is a huge.
Inspector, I'm at my maximum air pressure. Once you hear that, you know you're there. Then the engine goes off. Then you turn the key, one click to the right, electrical position. Then you put your foot on the brake, and you release your parking brake. In. Then you tell the inspector what you're doing. Inspector, we're checking for air leaks. At the end of my initial air loss, I cannot lose more than 3 psi within a minute. So after my initial air loss, I'm looking right now, I'm at about 110. All right, psi. From 120, I went to 110. I'm gonna hold the brakes firmly for 1 minute. I cannot lose more than 3 psi in a minute. So you count to 60, and you don't move your foot around. You move your foot around, you're gonna throw off the reading. You asked, can you bring some for the restaurant? I wrote, bring girl.
No, I was laughing. I was cracking up.
Nah, I had just had some tripe.
Oh, okay.
Earlier, my that crazy motherfucker. I got some tripes from the Dominican spot.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Just yeah. They hooked me up good over there too. All right, inspector, it's about a minute. I'm gonna recheck my air pressure gauges. I landed at 110. I'm still at approximately 110 psi. So, inspector, I have no air leaks. I did not lose more than 3 psi after my initial air loss. Those are words they want to hear.
They want to hear it.
Exactly. Now, my next brake test is called low air pressure warning signal. That should work between
60,
and around 60 psi. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna keep pumping the brakes till you hear a buzzer, and you should see a light at around 60 psi. That's the reason why this key has to be an electrical. And if you forget to put an electrical, you're not gonna get a buzzer. And that's how the inspectors catch on that you fucked up.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna pump down to 60. Let's see what happens. Inspector, my low air pressure warning signals are working. My buzzers and lights came on at around 60 psi. My next test is my spring brake test. I'm gonna pump the brakes until my parking brake pops up. This should happen between 40 to 20 psi. You wanna make sure you keep your eyes on it because you gotta make sure it pops. Also, if you forget to push this in the beginning, inspectors will know because on the spring brake test it won't pop up. That's why you cannot forget electrical release. All right, spring brake test. Inspector, my spring brakes are working. Now I can take my foot off my brakes because now my brakes are on. All right, Inspector, what I'm gonna do now is start up the engine. While the air pressure's building up, I'm gonna do the in-cab inspection. Check again. Parking brake is on. Truck is in neutral. Clutch is in. foot is covering the brake. Start the engine. You can accelerate lightly, but try not to go more than 15 RPM. All right, let me explain this. When you do this on the road test, you have to do this in a way that makes sense. If you jump around too much, you're gonna miss items. Try to stay somewhat in order. All right, what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna wait a moment for the buzzer to go off so you can hear me.
Okay.
But on the road test, you talk over the buzzer. The inspector don't care. Just talk loud enough for them to hear you. But for this video, I want you to get it 100%. That's why I'm gonna wait for the buzzer to go off. Too many students are calling these gauges by the wrong name. Cannot do that. Everything gotta be right. The buzzer should be off in about a moment. All right. Now I'm gonna start the UCam inspection. All right. Do it in a way, like I said, that makes sense. So I'm sitting down. I'm gonna start my seatbelt. Seatbelt moves freely. Latches securely. Seatbelt is not worn, cut, or frayed. Properly mounted, no missing or damaged hardware. Boom. Seat is securely mounted to the frame. Frame is securely bolted to the floor. Floor area is clear. There are no obstructions blocking my pedals. I've got proper rubber on all three pedals. The rubber's not missing or worn. Also, I don't see any shiny metal showing through the rubber, letting me know that my rubber's worn down. Boom. Steering wheel has less than 10 degrees of play on a 20-inch wheel. My left turn signal indicator is working. Notice I use the word indicator.
Indicator.
My right turn signal indicator is working. My hazard light indicator is working. My high beam indicator, which is here, blue light, high beam indicator is working. Also, you want to tell the inspector that when you cut on the headlights, that your gauges light up. So inspector, when I cut on my headlights, my gauges light up. It's hard to tell now because it's daylight.
Yeah.
All right, but they need to know that.
Okay.
Then you cut off the headlights.
That one I didn't know. That one.
All right. Now what I'm gonna do is check my horns. Got two horns. City horn working, highway or air horn working. Make sure if you test the air horn, the air pressure's high. If it's too low, it ain't gonna blow.
Oh.
So that's one of the things you want to do a little
The
later.
air, it's combined with all the air. Okay.
So if you do it in that way, you allow air pressure to build up.
No.
It should be good enough by the time you get the horn. But if you just start with the air horn, it's gonna be too low. It won't even blow.
Yeah.
But if it does, if you forget, you say, Inspector, I'll try it again later once my air pressure builds up.
Okay.
Don't let them think something's malfunctioning.
Yeah.
All right. Now that I've done my horns, I'm gonna check my wipers and my washers. My left and right windshield wipers are working. They're making contact with the windshield. The rubber blade is not missing, worn, cut, or frayed. Now I'm gonna check my washers. My washers are working. All right, now that I've done my wipers, makes sense to do my windshield. Windshield clean, no cracks, no illegal stickers. Properly mounted, properly sealed. Inspector, there's nothing on the dashboard obstructing my view. All right, now I'm gonna do my gauges. Where it says water, you know and I know they haven't put water in a vehicle since the 60s. This is engine temperature gauge, all right? Inspector, this is my engine temperature gauge. Normal engine temperature should be between 170 to 210 degrees Fahrenheit, all right?
200.
We are at about 180, so we're with the normal operating range. No warning lights, no buzzers. Boom, we're good. Oil pressure. While idling, oil pressure should be between 5 to 20 psi. As you can see, we're over 20 psi. So Inspector, we're not at normal operating range. We're a little higher than where we should be. Although there's no warning lights, no buzzers, but I'll report this to maintenance. All right?
Okay.
Because it's out of sync.
So it should be 5 to 25?
There's a big picture in the book.
Yeah.
While
I saw it.
if I'm like this, more. When you're idling, 5 to 20.
Then 35 to 75.
Yeah, exactly, while you're moving. So 5 to 20 while idling. We're idling, if it's higher than that, you gotta make a note. All right, this is your RPM or tachometer, rotations per minute. This tells you the speed at which the engine is turning. All right? While you're idling, should be between 700 to 750 RPM. We are at about 750 RPM. 5, 6, 7, 7.5. So inspector, the tachometer is at normal operating range, 750 RPM while idling. And again, it's my speedometer. Tells us how fast we're traveling. It's at 0 because we're not moving. Battery or voltage gauge. This gauge tells me whether or not the alternator is charging the battery. Good numbers for the battery are 12 to 14. Over 14 is exceptional. We are slightly over 14 volts, so we're good. All right? Better than good. This is my fuel gauge. It tells me how much fuel I have in the diesel fuel tank. We have a little bit over half a tank. So we have enough fuel for the trip or task. Our task is the road test. Over here we got our primary and secondary air pressure gauges. Rising the normal operating range, which should be 120 to 140. We are there. All right? Good enough. Now, time to continue with the inspections. You check the defroster now. Put it in the hot, put on the frost, cut the fan on. Left and right windshield defrosters are working. Also check the heaters. Left and right front heaters are working. Make sure you cut the heat, cut this back to cold. You don't want to get too hot in here. All right, inspector, my stick shift moves freely. There's no binding. My parking brake has no audible air leaks from the parking brake valve. My insurance card and registration cards are up to date. The height of my vehicle is 12 feet 6 inches. My weight, 33,000 pounds. All right. My left and my right side view mirrors are clean, no cracks, no missing mirrors. Mirrors have also been adjusted for my use. Also, mirrors are mounted to the brackets securely mounted to the truck. Driving passenger side. I'm gonna check my driver's door. Check for traffic. Driver's door opens and closes properly. Driver's door properly mounted to the hinges. No damage, no missing hardware. Some people even check the window. Driver's window raises and lowers properly. Sun visor moves freely, but it is not proper. All right, map light or interior light working. All right, now I'm going back under the seat. Under the seat, we should have several pieces of emergency equipment. In the red box, I should have 3 red triangle reflectors. None missing, none cracked. Also, you only use those when the vehicle is disabled. They also have to be securely mounted to the floor of the vehicle. You cannot be sliding around. All right. Also, we should have a fully charged fire extinguisher. Rating should be no less than a 10 BC. The letters tell you what type of fire you put out. So again, fully charged fire extinguisher, no less than 10 BC rating. Safety pin to prevent it from going off accidentally. Inspection sticker or inspection tag to let you know that's been checked by a fire safety professional. Also, that is securely mounted. You cannot have a fire extinguisher rolling around. Boom. So don't forget, fully charged, rating less than
10
BC.
No less than 10
BC. Safety pin, fully charged, safety sticker to let you know, or tag that it's been inspected. Also, somewhere on board we should have spare fuses, spare light bulbs. Sometimes somewhere on board we should have spare fuses, spare light bulbs. Also, you should have a minimum of a 9-piece first aid kit. Minimum of a 9-piece first aid kit. That happens to be over here.
Okay.
All right. So that's all of our emergency equipment. Don't forget the 3 red triangle reflectors, fire extinguisher, spare fuse and light bulbs, and minimum of a 9-piece first aid kit. All right, at this time, I'm going to be thinking if there's anything I forgot, because this way a lot of students fail. Sometimes the inspector will ask, are you finished? If you tell the inspector yes, without saying no, sir, I'm not finished, because I still got to test my parking brake and my service brake, they'll fail you. Because sometimes a student, when they say, are you finished, students are thinking, check that. You know, they're thinking that they missed something internally. But even if they ask you that, inspector, I'm not finished, because I have not finished my parking brake and my service brake. Because remember, in-cab includes brake test. Brake tests include in-cab. So you're not finished. That's right.
The rolling one, the one.
That's right. Oh, two. Parking brake, then the rolling. All right. So if I'm inside the truck and if there's something I forgot, while you're still doing the in-cab, you could call it and you hood inspection. If I get out there and say, oh, by the way, inspector, I forgot to tell you about the battery gauge. Too late, because I'm outside.
Oh,
but if I'm in here, it's right. You still can get credit.
Okay.
So right now, I'm still thinking, is there anything I forgot? No, I did my gauge, did my horns and everything. But if I forgot my horn because the air pressure's low, I'll say, inspector, now that my horn, my air pressure's good, I will now check my air horn. Inspector, air horn's working. If I did it earlier and it didn't work because the pressure's too low. All right. So inspector, everything's good. Seatbelt's back on. My air pressure's good. I'm gonna check my parking brake and my service brake. I'm gonna put my foot in the brake. I'm gonna put my foot in the clutch. Put it in two. Try to move the vehicle. Inspector, my parking brake is working. Now I'm gonna test my service brake. I'm gonna release my parking brake. I'm gonna look around. You're gonna go about 10 feet. You're gonna hit the clutch before the brake. That way you don't stall out. Clutch down, brake smooth. Inspector, my service brake is working. Also, when I applied my service brakes, my truck did not pull to the left
or to the right.
Pull to the right. Inspector, I will rebuild. Build it back up.
You gotta build it up. That's to finish.
No, you gotta make sure that it's built up before you pull off.
Oh, okay.
A lot of times, the inspector's gonna sit right there and look. Inspector, I'm at my maximum air pressure. All right? We had a guy the other day. He did the service brake and all that. I did the service brake. The service brake is working. Inspector, I'm ready for my road test. So the inspector played him. Inspector was seeing, maybe he forgot. He said, all right, go over there to the parking area. So then drove about 15 feet. He stopped the vehicle. Then he failed him. He says, what happened? He said, you didn't rebuild the air pressure.
Wow.
So after you do the service brake, order my air pressure. You accelerate, pull it up. Inspector, I'm ready to begin my road test. You make sure you get it back to 120. The inspectors, some of them are real nice, but if it's late and they want to go home, or it's lunchtime and they want to start an early lunch and they fail you in 10 minutes, they still get paid. They're not obligated to give you the whole